Okay, I guess we're live. One of these days I'll be able to figure out how to do all that stuff. Hopefully the people that logged in, they'll be able to like see this later. If you're around, just click on the comments and stuff. I thought today we'd talk about your mind versus your body. We're kind of like in an interesting space where we're either really, really isolated from all the people that we're used to being around, or we're like compressed in a unit where we're forced to be around all of the people that we're talking about and or that you live with. And what I thought I'd do is talk about how do we manage this in a way that is peaceful, respectful. It actually builds life versus tearing lives apart. And I'm going to use a term that I use like in my office that may or may not sound like all that cool. Sigmund Freud was the guy who really put a spin on this when you're talking about kinks and fetishes, and or you could say wants and needs. The implication of kinks and fetishes, for most people, is it has something to do with sexualizing or being sexual, but I don't really think so. I think it's in terms of what we want and need in our life in order to feel normal. I know plenty of people out there that they really, really love their sports team, and for lack of a better term, they have a sports fetish, or people have a shopping fetish, or they like to do crafting or do all of these things. And as our lives are interrupted, more and more we're going to begin to feel the lack of those things. So what I wanted to talk about today was kind of the what our body needs and what our mind needs in order for us to feel functional or feel normal. And I'm just going to like kind of go through the list. If you want to get on the chat, great. I'd love to have somebody to talk to. But let's start with your body. Okay, your physical body, and your physical body, it needs regular sleep. And most of the things that I'm going to be talking about are the thing with your body is what is normal or what is required for your body. So we need regular sleep. We need regular food. We need water. And, there's a lot of speculation. How much food do we need? How much sleep do we need? How much water do we need? That's not my area. I'm going to let somebody else like kind of figure that out. And if you have an opinion, great. I'd love to hear it. Or post on the thread. Our bodies also need physical touch. We need other humans more today than ever. Yeah, we still need sex because we're adults, but we need physical touch. We need hugging. We need to be able to feel another human. And one of the things that our bodies need, that it took me a tremendous time to figure this out, is our bodies need consistency. It needs that routine in order to feel safe and or in order to feel secure. So, at this particular time, I realize that everything is kind of like sideways. A lot of us don't have regular routines right now. I think that making certain that you get up at the same time, you go to bed at approximately the same time, your normal activities of daily living, that you maintain those tasks, and particularly repetitive tasks. I have a specific ritual. I do my laundry on one certain day. I always make my bed when I get up in the morning because I saw that Navy SEAL video. Yeah, but I'm trying to do as many things as possible that give my body a sense that everything's okay and that we're safe, and all of the media that's out there is, telling you how terrible things are. But at the same time, I'm noticing really, really different things. I talked like yesterday that, I go to the lake and I go walking, and even though people are maintaining, their safe distance and stuff, people are getting a lot more friendly. They're getting a lot more interactive. I think that additionally that your body, if you don't have a regular yoga practice or something like that, get on Google or get on the internet and stuff like that, and look at some videos or read some articles about breathing. We're doing a lot more sitting, or we're kind of like stuck at the house, and we have these two circulatory systems in our body. One of them has a pump, obviously, which is your heart, but the other one is our lymphatic system, and that system is powered by walking and breathing. And if you can get out and go for a walk, the weather's nice right now, might be a good time for that. But also, doing somewhere between 5 and 20 minutes of deep breathing meditation. I do a chant style meditation, which causes you to draw in a very, very deep breath and exhale. And in order to maintain that tone straight across, you really have to control your breathing, and it activates your core. The other thing that I wanted to mention, as far as your body, is your body needs movement. I saw a thing on the feed today that there are several groups out there. They're doing like happy hours, okay, which I think is great because alcohol. But they're also doing happy hours for dancing and for movement. And I'm a huge proponent of doing the 6 fundamental human movements every day, but we need to make sure that our body is in motion. And I was going to give you some resources. One of my favorite resources is Clint Fuquay. He has an online exercise show. A buddy of mine that it's actually kind of interesting. The guy that owns Sunstone Fit and my friend Nicole Shaw from Urban Hippie are actually the godparents of my youngest daughter. So yeah, go on Sunstone Fit. They have 5 or 6 classes every single day. They're free. Go hunt down Nicole Shaw or look up the Urban Hippie, and they're doing online beginner yoga. Both of them are outstanding programs. And then my other favorite is a lady called Betty Rocker, and you can find her at the Betty Rocker, and she has free stuff out there as well. She is also a nutritionist. So, take really, really good care of your body. It's the only one you've got. And in this time where we are kind of shut down and not moving around and as much as we normally can, we really need to be deliberate about making sure that we're getting enough movement, getting enough exercise, and getting enough rest. Okay. So my next point would be, what does our mind need? And it's kind of interesting that our mind needs almost the complete opposite of what our body needs. Our body is craving consistency and routine, but our minds are craving variety, diversion. So think in terms of your of what are you doing with your mind? If you're not working, you know, uh, you know a lot of people are just sitting in front of the groove tube, and they're watching Netflix for days and stuff like that, and that's giving them diversion. But our minds also, it needs a challenge. So there's all kinds of online puzzles, there's all kinds of quizzes. I actually went to the Dollar Tree, or the Dollar Store, the one down the street, and I spent $2 and I got 2 cool coloring books. I posted on my 100 days of Facebook group that I'm going to start doing 100 days of coloring. I'm going to start today, and I'll post them in there. But I got myself a Day of the Dead coloring book, which it looks really cool. And then there's another one called Illusions, which has like little mandalas, and I'm just gonna like sit off to the side and uh, and just take that time. One of the other things that you can get for variety, I just downloaded a new app on my phone called Marco Polo, and it's a way of doing video chat versus just like texting and stuff like that. And it gives you an opportunity to see your friends. It gives you an opportunity for them to see your face and have a uh, conversation. I also recommend like doing Zoom. I did a Zoom call with my teenager last night, and texting with her and talking to her on the telephone is at best problematic. And one of the things that I noticed is when I have her on, I actually had her on video, she was far more interactive. And you might try that, with your family members or your children or grandchildren, and get them out from behind the screen and all that anonymity, and give them an opportunity to speak to a human, to you. Additionally, I think that the mind needs silence. So you are going to hear me saying, if you don't have a yoga practice or Tai Chi practice or walking or something, do a little research and read up on silence. Our minds need quiet, and we need, a, a space, particularly in this electronic world that we live in, for quiet and to just go inward and to be still. And if you haven't done it a lot, you might have a whole bunch of stuff come up, but just stay with it. And it's going to give you an opportunity to know yourself at a better level. In terms of communication, like I said, like particularly if you're sequestered at the house and you're not used to being at home and you're not used to being around your spouse 24/7, and our kids go to school, so you may not be used to being around them 24/7 either. I thought I'd mention something that's kind of interesting, and I hope that I'm pronouncing this correctly. But the term in Hawaiian is haole, okay? And it's kind of a derogatory term. And of course, I went to Wikipedia and looked it up. The original meaning for haole was referring to the missionaries, uh, because they had all these rules, no laughing, no singing, no doing whatever it is. And the thing that was really interesting was in the Hawaiian culture. I don't know if it's still the same, but when you speak to somebody or spoke to somebody back then, they would take a breath. They put their foreheads together, literally nose to nose, and inhale you. So my challenge to you today, and please tell your people, family members, or coworkers that you're communicating with, tell them what you're doing so they don't think that you've lost your mind. But here's my challenge for you today. Take time to have a conversation with somebody, and I want you to have this conversation in this manner. Okay, so when you say, okay, we're going to have a conversation, and you say, so how are you? And what I'd like you to do is take a breath and feel their words. Don't think, get out of your head. Feel their words go through you. And then what I'd like you to do is form your answer. It could be something simple like I'm great, or I'm stressed, or I'm thinking about mowing the yard, or whatever it may be. Think about your answer. Take a breath. And then give them your words. And if you've never done this before, it's going to feel really weird. And I've got a couple of friends of mine that literally is how they communicate. When you ask them a question, you could sit back and go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they're going to give you your answer. And if you've never been around that before, it's going to feel really strange. And if you have just been trained like I was, when somebody asks me a question, oh my God, I have to answer right away. If you feel like you have to respond, say thank you, or say no thank you. and then draw your breath and feel their words, and uh, then respond. And somebody just did a thing on the chat. Active listening is an invaluable skill for relationship building. And thank you, Sandra. Do you have a link? So that's kind of the what we're doing today. Hopefully, I'll be able to figure out how to like post these live events where they actually work and all that good stuff. This is a learning curve for me. I really like talking to humans in person. So shifting my business to 100% Zoom calls and stuff. I still get that human interaction, but you don't get that physical touch. You can't feel the energy of that person. And my guess is that if we do this for a long enough period of time, we will develop that skill set where we will actually be able to feel them through the Zoom call or through the video and stuff. I mean, it's all electrons. Technically, there is no distance. So that's kind of what I got going for today. I have not been able to hook up with my other friend and talk about some of the protocols that they're doing in Europe as far as safety and stuff. Uh, Please feel free to post in the comments and stuff. Send me an email. And, as always, I have that free 15-minute consultation if you'd like to take advantage of that. Just you click on the link and it takes you to my calendar, and you just like sign up, and it'll hook up a Zoom call with me, and we will just go to town. So have a great day, be peaceful, and be nice to one another. And if you need anything, just let me know, and I'll talk to you soon.